This video is going to answer a couple of the most common questions that we get as certified machinery and equipment appraisers. We are Advantage Liquidity Partners Limited. We are members of the NEBB Appraisal Institute, which is a global appraisal institute covering machinery and equipment. As such, we hold the CMEA designation, which stands for Certified Machinery and Equipment Appraiser. We're bound by a strict code of ethics administered by the Institute, and we serve the Maritimes and Eastern Canada from our office in Moncton, New Brunswick. So if you need an appraisal, what information are we going to need in order to give you an estimate and actually do the job? So in order for us to give you an estimate, we're going to need a list of the capital items. Capital equipment are any piece of equipment that you believe may have a value of $2,500 or more, or may have been purchased for more than $2,500 or more. Eventually, we're going to have to collect the type, make, model, serial number, the year, the equipment was acquired, the mileage, hours, etc., capacity, all kinds of information about each capital item. For the purposes of making an estimate of what an appraisal might cost, though, we just really need a list. So if we're told that the company has 10 pickup trucks, 3 forklifts, some conveyor belts, a warehouse full of racking, for example, we can use that information to give an estimate of what the appraisal will cost. What if there's no list? So sometimes people want to have an appraisal done of various machinery and equipment at a business, and they don't have a list put together of what might be there. Well, we can simply go and do the data collection, what we call an asset audit, where we will go to the business and we will move from room to room and we will make a list of all the things that we find that meet the definition of capital equipment. We're also going to photograph the smaller items. They're handled separately in the appraisal process. But we're going to build out that list for you, and we're going to collect all the information that we would normally need in order to complete the appraisal. So we will estimate based on what you tell us, what kind of time on site we're going to have to spend, and we'll be able to figure out what the travel costs are going to be. So we'll go and we'll build that list, collect all the data, and then we'll be able to tell you how much it will cost to complete the appraisal. And then we can move from there and not have to return to the site. We will have collected all of that information from our visit. How much does it cost to have a certified machinery and equipment appraisal done? Well, it depends on the number of appraisals. So while many customers believe that they want the machinery appraised and they're asking for one appraisal, in reality, we have to appraise every capital item that is in the business. So we've very commonly done small restaurants, for example, that have 30 capital items. We've gone to industrial businesses that have 200 capital items. So it really depends on how many capital items are going to be located in the business and the nature of those capital items we will differentiate in our estimate. So for example, pickup trucks, forklifts, etc., are far easier to appraise than something like an egg sorting line or a piece of custom built equipment or a purpose built item that is bound to one particular location that would have a hard time being moved. These types of things are far more complicated. And so this is why we ask for a list of the machinery and equipment in order to be able to provide the appraisal to you. The travel time and costs are going to factor into this, as well as whether we're actually traveling or not. There is a version of an appraisal called a desktop appraisal, where the user of the report, be it accountant, a lawyer, a bank, etc., will agree to allow us to simply do the appraisal report based on information and photographs submitted by someone. And so this is going to come down to what the requirements of the user are, whether they're going to allow a desktop appraisal or whether they want that independent third-party verification of the assets on site, which would require us to go out and visit the business in person. For more information or to reach out and find our contact information and get an estimate for your project, please find us online at BusinessAndAssetValues.com. Just look under the Contact Us tab and you'll be able to find all of our contact details.